app. So this is the version 20.09.52. I think it's the first released version. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just go to the home, and I'll show you first a session that I've done. And okay, this is a good session. Just click on it. You see the target that displays on the top part. You have the different views when you're shooting a match, and on the bottom you have the option to go back to the home where all the sessions are, or you have the button to start a new session. You have the shooting, which is when you're shooting a match or in a practice. This is what that shows the three tabs: shot list, target, and analysis. The sensor, which shows you the information about your MXW2 sensor, and then the settings for the app. You can go in and out, and then on the top, on the right corner, you have a menu that allows you to different options. This will show you all the traces or delete the session, but when you're running a match, it shows you also an option to stop the match. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the shot list. The thing that happens here is you have all the sighting shots together, and there's no stats at the end. And then you start with the series. So you have an image of the target per series, and then all the data. Because it's a lot of data, it doesn't fit in the screen of the phone, which always has to be vertical. You can just swipe with your finger and see all the information for each shot. You have all the series until the end, and then when you want to see the final target, you pull up this drawer at the bottom, and that shows you your target with all the shots in it. And then you also have down here all the average information for the match. A shot, here's just one shot. Let me choose one that looks better, that one. Okay, so this is the replay of the shot. It's quite fast. I have trouble following it, but it's really nice. And you can see all the information. So on the upper left corner, you have the score for the shot. If you tap on it, it will be without decimals. If you tap again, it comes with decimals. Then on the right side, on the top also, you have the series. So you have the total for the series, the total with decimals, then the match total, and the match total with decimals. And then on the bottom to the left, you have the speed of the last second, and then you hit it, you have the speed of the last quarter of a second. And on the right, you have the shot time for that shot, but you also have the match time that has elapsed. And then you go to, as you can see here in the bottom, you have different shots, and you can choose a series. And there's also a drawer that you can pull up, hitting the arrow, and it gives you some information about the shot and the series. And then you can show the graphics for that shot, which is here on the top right corner of the drawer. You have the options, and you can see all the different graphics you can turn on. See, so now we have everything on. And then you click here to close it, and then to close it again, you have to click on the X on the top right side, and that's over. And then on the analysis page, you have the total result. It's the discipline. You can write comments here, and then you have the average for the whole match, and the standard. Let me hide this. And then time, aim point speed, aiming, the ballistic ratio, time frame for analysis, and all the graphs again for the whole match. Then if you go to the sensor tab on the bottom, you can see, let me see, I think my sensor turned off. So I just turn it on, and pop, there it goes. You can see that it is connected with the network mode instead of the direct mode, so it goes through my router. You have all the settings here. I recommend that you don't set the idle shutdown timeout to the maximum, because if not, you can have trouble that your pistol goes idle and then the app shuts down and you cannot continue the same session. Then you have just some information about the sensor, and you can search for a new one, and you can update the firmware, which is great to have something that you don't have to look at the website and compare numbers to see if you have the newest firmware and software. It's the great thing about having this app on mobile phones. The app updates automatically, and then it also searches for the firmware, so that's a great option. And then when you go into the settings, you have the general settings. You can turn the sound on and off. You can choose a theme. I find that the light theme is very hard to see, so I keep it dark. And reset to default. You can choose among these 4 languages, so it's English, German, Italian, and Russian. And to go back, you just use your Android commands, like usually with the finger. The target options, so you can choose the colors like you used to do. And then the display, you can choose to show all the different information in the screen. So I'm going to turn the score off. If you look at the bottom, you can turn it on and off. You can turn all this data on and off. The halo, which I like to keep square, the rectangle, it helps me see the width of my trace, and find where the midpoint is, which is very hard to see. The yellow cross is very thin and very hard to find of the average aim point. And shot display, you can show the whole series or just one. Let me see if I can zoom here. Will it show here the whole series? Yep, that's it. And you see then different kinds of options for each shot, and the fixed target center or auto zoom. I don't like auto zoom, so I keep it off. When you go home to start a match, you go down here, you have the button that says start. I only have one discipline that I'm shooting at home right now, so I'm click 10-meter air pistol, and that's it. That's where you see everything. I'll need to find a target to show you how to work with this part, but as you saw before, you can go between the analysis, the target, and the shot list tab without having to stop the match. And then you have the option here to finish the match once you're done, and also to repeat is just to finish the current one and start another one with exactly the same conditions. I hope this is helpful, and if you want to read the whole review, it will be on olympicpistol.com, where you can find a lot more SCATT information. Take care.